Hello there, and welcome to Draw With Me. I'm Danny Gregory, and every Thursday we get together at the same time. We've been doing it for almost, I think it's 4 years now. Crazy. But we draw stuff. Last week we drew people named Ed and a horse, also named Ed. And you did an incredible job of drawing people who had nothing in common but that. And we rattled through them really quickly. So, JJ, what do you think?
I think it was fun. I think it was fun.
So you're not bored of Ed?
Never.
Sorry, that was a joke. Yes. Nothing like a joke that you have to announce as a joke, but yes, it was a joke. Anyway, yes, it was fun. And this is JJ Gregory, my co-hostess, among other things. Yes. Good. Well, we have a lot to rattle through today, right?
We do.
So, yeah,
let's keep it moving.
Yeah, so I wanted to go along fairly quickly. I wanted to start by talking about just Seeing, our class that we were having a special sale on today. Seeing is a class that, I don't know, it's the second course we ever made, and it is something that people tell us just opened their eyes, quite literally.
Well, a lot of people tell us it was their favorite
Favorite
ever.
Favorite
right.
ever,
So
right.
I think that's significant.
So we're having a quick sale on it just for 5 days. Is because we feel like it's just, particularly for people who are coming to draw with me, it is just a great way to learn some really basic, super important things about drawing and painting from some amazing artists. Let me just quickly show you a little film about it. Yes, it's a great class. Sorry, I just wanted to go over here. A couple of you remember
Yeah, a lot of people in the chat are saying it's their favorite. It changed their lives. Yeah. You know, it's $20 off. So if you've ever wanted to make a contribution to our efforts, you can get it.
It's not a charitable event. It's an incredible course. It's five teachers,
it's
5
worth
hours.
it.
Anyway, sign up for it if you like. If you want to do it this weekend. All right, so let's talk about mail because we got some super cool mail.
Great mail, and mail from a lot of people that I'm seeing in the chat. Let's start with, I don't know. Gina Z sent us, snacks. We are shameless about begging for them. These are really delicious. Okay,
we haven't cracked into them
I don't
yet.
even know where to start. There's so much good stuff. Okay, Julie Bradley. Look at that.
Look how beautiful that is, that watercolor.
That was great. That is great.
Nice. Thank you, Julie.
Lila, that is beautiful.
Oh, look at that. It's a handmade, beautiful card. A really nice note in it.
Beautiful.
So nice.
Val Kellum, she might be here.
Val sent us this beautiful card as well.
Yep. Nora.
Oh, she got her 69th birthday. She got a present from us.
She got a present. Nora got a present, I believe.
We
got a couple of zines.
Very nice.
We had a couple of zines. Here's a zine from Ken Harris. It's got a bunch of stickers. Oops, some of the stickers are falling out.
Ken has become like an ardent comic maker, and he made this zine, which is a comic a day. This conversation between these two guys, absolutely hilarious. And then he makes a bunch of little stickers as well. So Ken's a long time.
We love Ken.
Spark
we love his
member.
daughter Sarah. All right, this is very cool because it is a zine about Pi Day from Retta Clues.
Yes.
But look at this little note that's inside.
Today's Pi Day.
Yeah, go to the page I had out. There you go.
Yes.
There you go.
Limited edition. But yes, it's all about pi. The number as well as the the food.
Yeah. Kate Buca, who
Kate
has
always
a
sends
beautiful
us every
zine,
month. Every month
and she
sends
often
us
talks about Draw With Me.
Red
She's
Heart
got the page
Arts.
about the lunch.
She makes a little zine. So super inspiring to see all these zines from people.
Yeah, Linda Faber
Really cool.
gave us a little piece of mixed media.
Really nice little thing. And a little card. Thank you for that, Linda.
Yeah, this came from Angie. I think you just have to read that because it was very sweet.
Really nice. It says, I want to thank you for all the inspirational thoughts you send out each Friday. They are very uplifting during a very difficult time in my life. I just want you to know that there are people out there who appreciate you.
You must have written something about like people
Nobody
don't love
likes me.
Okay,
This.
Tyra
God,
is
Tyra.
here. I mean,
Tyra.
the bar
Twist
has
my
been set
arm. So Tyra
high.
sends this. Why, you ask, should I win the beautiful Winsor & Newton Pro Marker watercolors? Okay.
Just cover up her address there.
Yes. So
I mean,
there we go. But look
Isn't
at how beautiful
the
that is.
coolest?
Brand spanking new member of Spark. But come on. People, that's how you ask
Look at that.
for some watercolor
Came in the
markers.
mail. Came in the mail. Came in the mail.
Beautiful. Yes.
So
really
great.
nice. So,
Bravo.
yes.
So yeah, a lot of fun mail. A lot
really
of fun
cool.
mail.
Really cool. We're so lucky to get all that mail from you guys.
I know, we love it because, there's always like the
It's just
odd
really nice.
like notice from the IRS. So
Yes.
the nice mail helps buffer that out. I know. I make it sound like we're in arrears. The IRS, like if you're a
If
business,
you have a business, they just like
they
to
like
write
to
to
send you
They
a
like
lot
to, they like to spend your tax dollars on mail.
Yeah, they're like,
Because
oh,
that
we
supports
noticed.
the Postal Service.
Yes,
it's all
exactly.
good.
Yes.
So this week we are sponsored by Hahnemuhle, and we're going to be using this Agave Watercolour paper, which is really super special stuff. It's made of agave. It's about I think 70% agave and 30% cotton rag. So it's really cool because it's made of something that's natural, sustainable, sisal. It's fast growing and it's good for the environment and all that kind of thing. It's also vegan.
I mean, that's great.
Which is going to inspire today's topic. And you can watercolor on it like crazy, which I do. And you can glaze on it. You can do washouts. You can do corrections. It's really tough and enduring. And it's the kind of watercolor block that is glued on all four sides, but has like a perfectly placed little slot. And actually, I have this thing that Hahnemuhle gave me, which is now stained, but it's a bamboo, basically like a paper cutter that you use to pop in and scrape around the edges, and then you pop off your page, and you don't bend it and cut it. So you could probably make a thing like this. It's basically a bone, what we call a bone folder. So I use that with my agave paper. We're going to be giving away 4 pads.
Yeah, 4.
4 pads. They're really great size, perfect size. 4 pads to anybody who would like them. Not anybody who would like them, but people who would particularly like them, who write to
You
us.
have to ask.
You have to ask for it.
And
write
also,
to us.
if you've won something lately, you're not going to get selected.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
But write to us, info@sketchbookskool.com. You have to have a U.S. mailing address because we're sponsored by Hahnemuhle USA. And if you want to write to us about it, great, perfect. That's nice too. We look forward to hearing from you about what you think about this paper. That's our yes. So Deb Riggins is very excited. Yes.
We have a lot of vegans here in the chat today.
Yes. Deb Riggins just bought a pad of it. Very nice. Yes, vegans and vegans. Good. All right. So let us talk about today's topic. JJ, it was your suggestion.
It was.
So JJ and I often haggle over what we should do for Draw With Me.
I mean,
sometimes I'm like, I definitely want to draw
beavers. You guys remember this, right?
Okay, let's not go back there.
Okay, well.
I definitely want to draw some X, and sometimes she talks me out of it, and sometimes I just bully my way through it.
Yep.
But this week we were talking about what do we want to draw, and we were talking about this vegan aspect of the vegan paper. And JJ, what describe this conversation that we had around this topic?
I mean, we were referencing one of the all-time great Seinfeld jokes, which is when George tells Elaine, you had to get the big salad.
We love Seinfeld, so yes.
But also, it's the time of year when eating salad is a really good idea. One,
Right.
like the fruits and vegetables are really fresh and lovely, but also just maybe need to slenderize just a little bit, like because
You don't.
Well, we're about to wear swimsuits, so salad, salad.
Anyway, so we're going to draw salad today. What we're going to do is we're going to do drawings of all of the ingredients of this big, massive salad.
Yeah.
So we're going to do a bunch of quick drawings. I'm going to probably draw in watercolor. You can draw in whatever you want. But think about your page as having like lots of little drawings. You could have a salad bowl in the middle if you wanted to. But we're going to go through all the possible ingredients for this gigantic salad. And we're going to time it. I think I have a minute timer. It's a minute. It's a minute. So we have a minute to draw each one. I'm going to pop a picture up on the wall, on the screen. We're going to quickly knock out a drawing of it, move on to the next one. So,
are you going to show the book?
Yes, I'm going to show the book. Which is great inspiration.
A really great, a great piece of inspo.
By the way, somebody said they couldn't read the PO box. If you couldn't read it, it's going to be in the description below, so don't worry about it. All right, let us move on to. I just want to. Here's my page. I wanted to show this fantastic book. God, this book is so cool, and it is.
I mean, look at even just gorgeous.
So it's by
setting the bar rather high.
I forget how we pronounce her name. Seep, I think it is Seep Pinellis, who is this great food illustrator in the 50s, and this is like an unpublished book of hers that was found by these great illustrators. Leave Me Alone with the Recipes, 1945. But I don't know if you can see this, but it's all hand lettered and just so gorgeous. So this is a little bit of inspiration for our project today.
Well, and our friend Wendy McNaughton had something to do with it.
Wendy McNaughton had something to do with it, yes.
Idolize, because she's a super cool person.
Yeah, so...
look at those beats. Stop.
These are probably gouache, I would imagine. And her lettering, oh my God.
Just gorgeous.
So nice.
Just gorgeous. So we're probably not going to make something quite that beautiful.
What? I am? What the hell are you talking about? Don't listen to her. You guys are going to make something that's absolutely
look at that cup
gorgeous.
Of split peas. If people aren't drooling over this, I don't know.
I'm sure about this potato. I think Dan Quayle probably was the editor. Yeah.
We often say Twiggy is a pug-tato.
But not with an E at the end.
Pug-tato.
So there we go. It's a beautiful book.
We should get started.
It's called Leave Me Alone with the Recipes. And
I think we found it in a secondhand bookstore, which we were like, this is the greatest.
It didn't come out that long ago, though. I mean, because
and Debbie Millman and Maria Popova. Yes, that's a trio of
2017,
truly awesome power women.
If you're interested in food art, I would strongly recommend it.
Yeah, go get it.
Today we're interested in the Agave Watercolour pad, and
that was a good bit of inspo, I think.
I think it was great. Yeah. I'm fired up and ready to draw some veg. All right, are we ready? Here we go. Let's start with probably the basic, the foundation. Let's just do this. I'm just gonna not start the timer until I have my.
Do you want me to man the timer?
I don't, because I have a button right here.
I see. Okay, well, you're to multitask.
So
a lot to ask.
All right, here
Sometimes
we go.
Don't spill your coffee. Don't dip your brush in your coffee.
I'm sorry. I'm probably going to use colored pencils with it. And I almost dipped unnecessarily. This is a water brush. It doesn't even need to be dipped into anything, but it definitely does not need to be dipped into coffee.
I just said that, and then when I said you're multitasking with the timer.
Here we go. Timer.
Timer.
Yeah. Timer's going. All right. It's not going to appear on screen, guys. It's just a little timer. So I'm going to just do it over here in the corner.
I love a head of green leaf lettuce.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
I am not a fan of bagged lettuce mix. I really don't know why anyone is into that.
It's convenient.
It's not convenient.
It's not?
Because you still have to wash it, and then you have to pick over every leaf because there are so many manky ones in there. I mean, no matter how fresh it appears on the outside, it's not good.
I think that's probably true.
I'm a fan of the head of lettuce.
Head of lettuce. Yeah, there we go. So that is sort of lettuce-like, lettuce adjacent. You'll see in the context of the whole page. There it is. That was the timer.
Oh my goodness,
Danny! Kind of a cute timer.
I think you you need more time.
You think we need more time?
I think you need 2 minutes.
All right, guys, let me just adjust this timer.
Give yourself another minute.
Well, no, I want to be consistent because that is important. But I'm going to change my timer to 90 seconds. All right, so I have 90 seconds. But when it comes to drawing a cucumber, that's not going to take 90 seconds. But anyway. All right, so we've got a few more seconds. And then in the future, we will be correct with 90 seconds. I think we have enough
Deborah's
time.
asking, did you put ink paint in the water brush, or are you picking up from a palette?
I have a palette right here.
It's a little gouache, right?
Yeah. No, this is watercolor.
Oh, it is? Oh.
Yeah. So there we go. That's a bit of lettuce. All right, so let's move on to the next one. And this time, we're going to have 90 seconds. Here we go. Cucumber.
Concombre.
Concombre. And...
Mater.
That cucumber is kind of a pickly looking cucumber, isn't it?
Well, I mean, isn't it one and the same?
I guess so, but I think of...
You know that now in the fancy stores, you have these English cucumbers that are the big long ones that are seedless, which I think I typically buy. When I lived in Oregon in the 90s, there was a radio commercial. This was back when people still used to listen to the radio. There was a radio commercial for the lottery, for like the local lottery. And I will never forget it was talking about how if you win the lottery, you can like up your class factor. And it was somebody taking elocution lessons. It was saying they were starting out in the elocution recommendation was to say tomato, and the person on the voice would go meter. So it would just say over and over tomato meter. I don't know why it was stuck in my head since the 90s. You know, I was always susceptible to advertising.
It's true.
Meters.
It's a good thing you made a living of it.
Meters.
All right, so there's a mater and a concombre, and we're out of time. That feels like a better pace. I mean, that was 2 veg.
James is asking, is it Inktense or watercolor?
This is watercolor. Just plain old, good old watercolor. Just a little bit of watercolor, and I'm using... Yes, it's a Derwent. This is Derwent. So
you love that water brush.
This might confuse you, and that's why you're like, wait a minute, it's not. This is just a water brush. It's just a brush with some water in it. So, yeah. All right, let's move on.
What's next?
Let's find out. Asparagus. All right. I'm thinking, so if you're panicking a bit, don't, because I'm thinking that I might come back over this at the end. I might just, zhuzh these things a little bit with some colored pencils, maybe.
Yeah, I kind of hope so.
And I might label them as well, because I don't want to.
I put some asparagus in a salad last week, and you were not pleased with it.
I know, but I was just interested in drawing.
Taking creative liberty here, Danny Gregory.
Yeah, it's true. Kind of need a purplish.
Yeah, later that week when I went to roast some of that asparagus, you said, "Ugh, had enough asparagus."
That's the thing about asparagus is you tend to end up having a lot of it.
Well, especially if you buy the enormous portion at Costco and you have only 2 people in your household.
And then you have to deal with the peeing issue. So,
I knew you were going to say it.
Well, it's an issue.
Why do you have to say it?
Because it's a fact. All right, so that looks terrible, but I will fix it when I don't know, for some reason this was much more difficult to do than I thought. But I'm going to come back and fix it. So right now it looks a little but it'll be better, I promise.
I'm not going to comment.
Thank you. There we go. Okay. Onion.
I have to say, I don't typically put onion in the salad. I like a shallot myself. And typically I will put the shallot into the salad dressing. Because that's another thing I hold a strong opinion about. Much like bagged lettuce, which to me is an absolute no-go, I don't sanction bottled pre-made salad dressing. So easy to make salad dressing.
Not for me. It's the one thing I really struggle with. I don't know why. I think it's because my mother made one particular very good kind of salad dressing, and she threw the fear of God into me over it. So I've never felt comfortable with it.
Yeah, well,
but it's something
you
we
eat a
have
lot
every
more
day.
salad if your dressing tastes good and if it's fresh and
It's
lovely.
true. We have it like virtually every day. I'll get to it when I get older. All right. So again, when you look at that, you go, what the hell is that? Well, the trick is you write the word onion next to it. And then it will be clear what it is.
I think you did a nice job getting that little root end. I think that helps.
Yeah. It's also, I'm warming up to this. I haven't drawn with watercolor in a while. And the thing about working quickly with watercolor is if you haven't got your color mixed, then you spend half the allotted time mixing your color. So, all right, let's move on to the next.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Garlic.
Also, important ingredient for the dressing.
I'm going to do it in blue.
And I must say, I like to take a clove of garlic and I use the microplane zester and I grate it into the dressing.
Garlic is a beautiful thing, particularly when it's frying.
Yes, okay, Kim's got it right. With all the lovely different flavored oil and vinegars to mix, little shallot, Dijon, mustard, herbs. This is it. Not really fancy, and I think pretty attainable for all skill levels.
All right, I will try it. I'll try harder. I mean, bottled dressing is kind of a disappointment. I agree.
I got a very fancy vinegar from the fancy grocery store that is orange blossom vinegar. Come on. How good is that?
Orange blossom vinegar. That's really nice.
It's really nice. You've been eating it and you didn't even know.
So nice. I just thought that there were oranges in the air. All right, so that's a garlic.
All right, Will's mom must be from the Midwest. My mom used to make this, and she's from Michigan. Ketchup, mayo, sugar, and it equals French dressing.
French dressing? What? That's just how they do it in France. All right, garlic.
Garlic.
Where are we going next?
Allumes.
Speaking of France, a little blue cheese.
Some chaise. You know, the vegans in the crowd are not going to be excited about this, so I think they need to just sub in like a red pepper or something.
Figure out how to do this. I think I'm going to have to do a little kind of Payne's gray, a little bit of yellow on the top, maybe. Yes, God, that was a disaster. But fortunately, this paper can take a beating. Yeah, so this is slightly off.
Well, much like from blue cheese. That looks like a nice wedge of blue. Vegans don't draw cheese. You know, I don't know.
You can draw cheese.
I mean, I feel like
watercolor doesn't contain
If you were vegan,
any.
you might be really missing cheese. That might be a trigger warning.
They think about all those cows being abused.
The birthday girl, Anya, is asking about tempeh. You know, I don't feel like that's a salad ingredient. I feel like that's
it's a suburb of Phoenix where we live.
tempeh. Yeah, I guess, yeah, it could be a substitute for cheese. I feel like I always cook tempeh whenever we make it.
Right,
Rarely.
so that's a weird bit of cheese, but there's some cheese there, just in case that's your thing. Carotte. All right, let me move this carrot up here.
You know who loves carrots. You cannot get a carrot out of the refrigerator and shave what am I trying to say?
At our house.
Peel. My gosh, that word almost escaped me. Peel a carrot or chop a carrot without twiggy beefs. Getting pretty zesty. I think when she was a pup, we gave her carrots, and now the vet says they're too sugary for her now, so she gets green beans. She's our little beefer. She in here? Oh, I just heard her. She's right behind me. Beefers. She's tired.
This is looking a lot browner on camera than it is. So.
I like it.
Yeah. This is a more challenging thing for me to force myself to do than I had thought.
Maybe you should have practiced.
It's not that. It's figuring out the colors and then mixing them and hoping that they're right and then getting them onto the page quickly enough. All right. We're done.
We're done?
We're done. No, we're done the carrot.
I didn't hear the timer.
I know, it's because I forgot to set it.
Multitasking. I offered. I volunteered to man this timer.
Nobody's blaming you. All right, here we go. A lemon. Right?
Yeah, I feel 90% of the time I'll use a lemon in my dressing.
Meyer lemon. Pickled lemon.
Oh, Meyer lemons are divine. Preserved lemon. That's, I think, what you mean, right?
Right, preserved lemon. Yeah. I'm a fan of Greek cooking. That's often a thing.
That's when you get right down to it, that's your favorite.
Yeah. And I used to like Indian food, but I haven't had decent Indian food in so long that I'll go Greek.
Should we talk about the salad bowl that you got me for my birthday?
Sure.
For my 50th?
JJ has wanted a decent salad bowl for as long as I've known her.
Well, and by decent, I mean like a really extravagant one. So you can't often find it in a store, but you can sometimes
I forgot to
find
set the timer again.
an artisan who will make a wooden salad bowl out of a single piece of wood. Like a large one, but it's no seams in the wood. It's the seams where bacteria grows. But this is the most gorgeous salad bowl you've ever seen. The guy who made it was from Maine or New Hampshire or something, right?
I think Maine.
It's absolutely stunning, and we use it almost every single day. But it was expensive, I bet.
I got it for free, actually.
It was a luxury.
I shoplifted it.
A luxury item.
All right. This whole page is looking a little drab to me. A little drab. Well, definitely needs zhuzhing.
I mean, that does look kind of
right,
like
here we go. Some peas.
Muted lemon.
Yeah, it's a little muted. Yeah, that's okay. It's okay because I've decided it's okay. I'm going to start drawing sideways. See if that makes... I mean, peas are sort of a salad item, right? Not completely orthodox.
Yeah, I think they're definitely... I mean, I like a snap pea.
Snap pea.
Is that a snap pea? That's just a pea pod.
Yeah, this is just a sugar pea. Is that also what they're called? Doing this kind of an exercise, you have to sort of like come to some kind of a shorthand that will allow you to work quickly. So you sort of say, like, how much detail do I want to put into these things? You know, how much, what's kind of the visual language I want to use? We have 15 seconds left, so I'm going to just nip out for another quick pee.
But not asparagus pea.
There we go. There's a pea or two.
I think the tendrils are really...
Yeah, those are nice, the tendrils. All right, let's see what we got next. Salz und Pfeffer, salt and pepper.
You definitely need salt and pepper for a salad.
Yeah, I think I'll put it over here by the lettuce.
Although, let's be honest, if you're not grinding peppercorns...
I was going to draw up... I have a pepper grinder.
I just feel like that kind of
pepper grinder, but
that,
I thought this was more fun to draw.
Ugh, I mean, depressing. Unless you're camping.
Or in a diner. Yeah, it's a little depressing.
I mean, cracked fresh pepper is essential.
What about salt?
You know, people can be fussy about salt, but salt is salt.
We've tried that, right? We've gotten various kinds of Himalayan...
Oh my goodness, if you
salts.
went onto our, like, you know, right by the stove, condiments and spice sort of at hand, we probably have 6 different salts on there.
Yep, so you have to figure out how you're going to draw salt in white.
I was wondering if you were going to have some genius idea. You know, your drawing is right behind the reference.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I just
Thank you.
thought you were trying to, like,
hide my salt.
hide your salt.
Hide the salt. Okay, I think we're moving on. Yeah, I think we're going to run out of time. Because there's a lot of ingredients in the big salad.
You had to get the big salad, didn't you?
Yeah, I had to get all the ingredients for the big salad. And I only had 90 seconds in which to produce them all. All right, so this is olive oil. Not from Popeye. I'm going to make up a different label.
Kind of looks like a bottle of Chardonnay. Also goes well with salad.
That's true.
To be honest, it goes well with everything.
It's not just for breakfast anymore. All right, so again, looks a little sloppy here, but and we still have 25 seconds.
You're going to say this is my fault for making you draw salad.
Nothing is your fault. There's no fault involved. I'm happy with what we're doing.
What was your idea? You had some... No, maybe you didn't have an idea. You were...
I was idealist.
Yeah.
Well, at first I thought we were going to draw like a bowl of salad, and then when we started talking about the ingredients, it seemed more palatable. I've got to get this whole reference thing away from my painting, so you're not constantly looking at how can I do this.
You're going to smear. You got to go upside down.
I'm just going to move this guy. I'll move him over. There we go. Red wine vinegar.
That's sort of a...
Is that not an acceptable thing?
I mean, it's not unacceptable. It's probably not the vinegar I would use.
It is what you would use in the big salad, though.
Perhaps. A Greek salad. You know, in a Greek salad, you typically add oregano.
Well, you've got the lemon, so you can use
dressing.
the lemon instead, right?
Well, that's what I typically do.
Yeah.
Unless I use orange blossom vinegar
There we go.
from the
I didn't have any handy reference of orange
fancy
blossom
salad
vinegar.
from the fancy grocery store. The fancy grocery store, which also sells Jenny's ice cream.
All right, let's not go there. We're talking about salad now.
Yeah.
All right, so that's a little bit of vinegar. And we're going to quickly move on. Because again, I forgot to set the timer.
I mean,
now I'm setting
did
the timer.
You just totally appropriated your mater.
No.
Oh, that was? I thought that was your mater.
No, my mater's over here.
Oh, this was a bone of contention.
Yeah. So this I just said it might be interesting.
It's not a thing you put in a salad.
I just said it might be interesting to draw. So
I mean,
I'm feeling a little regretful now.
Guys, I tried. I told Danny this is foolishness. You're kind of off the page.
You wouldn't put broccoli in a salad?
I mean, you might, but I feel like not really.
Kind of fun to watercolor. It's actually the most realistic looking thing I've painted, probably. Just because those little blooms of the watercolor kind of look like the broccoli stuffs. It looks slightly old broccoli.
It looks like a single floret.
Yeah, it's been sitting it is a single floret. It's been sitting in the fridge for a little bit too long. And it looks like it was probably like steamed a week ago. It looks like the kind of broccoli you see in Chinese food.
No, because then it would be covered in sauce.
Yeah, you're right. All right, there's that guy. Broccoli. There's the pepper shaker grinder, but we're going to skip it just because we're running out of time. Spinach leaves. Yeah. Let's just throw some in. Throw in some spinach. But I think we're going to do these quicker because how much time do we have? We have about 20 minutes, so maybe we'll be okay.
Chopping broccoli. We listened to that not that long ago.
Yeah. Dana Carvey. Chopping broccoli. What was that a reference to? It's like 90s singers or something? Can't even remember why he was singing it. Forgot the timer again. You have to remind me about this timer. I keep forgetting it. All right, that's a little bit of spinach. All right, now I'm doing the timer. Timer hit. Okay, so this is some black olives. Why not? Although in my case, they're Payne's gray olives, because I'm taking.
They sort of look like grapes.
Yeah, this picture doesn't seem like a real picture. It's like a super airbrushed version. My olives are a little blue. These are olives that are still attached to the branch.
Yeah, and therefore I'd probably be allergic to them.
And you probably wouldn't put them in a salad. A, because you're allergic to them, but also they need to be processed or whatever it is that they do to olives to make them salad worthy. But they look nice with that little soupçon of.
And they kind of look like cherries.
Yeah. Yeah. They do. Well, you could put cherries in a salad. Why not?
I would.
There you go. All right. Oh, God, it's so much nicer when I remember the timer. Here we have you can't beat a beet. We've got the beets. So beets. I make the beet look different from the tomato and the wine vinegar, that's for sure. It's more purple. think I'll put it over here. Yeah, that looks...
I'm thinking about the beet in that borscht recipe. That was just so gorgeous.
Yeah, it's a good thing we looked at that book because it'll show you what I meant to do.
I mean, this also could stand in for a radish.
True.
I would say 90% of salads we put radishes in.
Yeah.
We're big radish people.
Oof, look at how gross that green is.
It's off camera, and I'm not sure it should be on camera.
I'll fix it. I'll fix it. Poor beet.
I don't even know what to say. I'm going to keep my mouth shut.
Yeah, I like it when you keep your mouth shut. If you have something, a little acid. I mean, we need a little acid when we make a salad, but not when we're painting one. All right, again, this will be fixed later in the wash. All right, there's a shallot.
Oh.
Just because I knew you'd want one.
That is not a shallot.
It's not?
No, it's a red onion. It's another red onion.
No, this is a shallot.
It is not a shallot. I know what a shallot looks like.
All right, well, then we're artists, so we're going to use our creative powers.
You're behind the reference again.
Yeah, that's, again, probably a good idea because look at this. This is actually, you know how sometimes you want to put a fig into put a fig in?
You know, a fig goes so nicely with blue cheese.
Yeah, there you go.
Woo-wee.
So we're going to call this a fig. It looks like a beet, but it looks like a shallot, but it's actually a fig. And it probably needs like a little kind of fig leaf. Good Lord.
Oh my goodness. Why?
Is that an animal digging, clawing its way out there?
I'm not sure what is she doing.
All right, so that's... In context, it'll be okay.
Oh dear.
All right, there's a wooden salad bowl.
We should have brought my gorgeous salad bowl in to put on camera.
Yeah, I could put your salad bowl right on top of my drawing.
No, I don't want your watercolor on my bowl. Are you going to do croutons?
I don't think so. I think I'm just going to draw. So next time you say, let's draw a big salad, I'll say, no, remember when we did that? How good it was? How I did the definitive one that nobody can ever top? Yeah, this might be the best salad page of all ever done.
Well, you said you're going to go back over these, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have time? Yeah, we have 15 minutes.
Yeah, you have a lot of time. And I definitely think you want to do some, like, naming, right?
So this is the kind of thing that you'll see. Now it looks kind of lousy. It'll look really good in 20 minutes. Unfortunately, the show ends in 15. So in 15 minutes, you might go, oh, that's really not looking that good, but don't worry about it. Off camera, it'll look really good. You know, this is why Bob Ross painted all of his paintings 3 times. Now you know. All right, so this is when the miracle of color pencils comes to play.
I mean, are you just going to use like a little paper towel to kind of blot your drawing?
I don't know. Probably not. A lot of it's dry.
Okay.
And this paper is just very forgiving. So I think I'm going to go back and look at look at some of my things again to see.
Oh yeah, someone mentioned celery. We often do put celery in a salad.
Yeah, I looked at celery, and I don't know why I didn't throw it in the basket.
Yeah, because it is a cool shape too. All right, well, I hope some user-generated art contains celery.
Yeah, so I'm resetting the timer now. Just going to give myself a little bit of extra time.
Yeah, bell pepper, I think, is like a common salad ingredient. I mean, look, you've made that lettuce really just pretty exciting.
It's better, right?
It's funny that celery is a polarizing thing. I know somebody who hates celery so much you can't even talk about it in front of him.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Trevor.
Yeah, he's opinionated. Very opinionated about a lot of things.
Very opinionated, true.
Yeah, colored pencils. Colored pencils with watercolor is just good.
Yeah, it's rad.
Because the colored pencils always kind of give a little bit more of a, just increase the contrast, the tone. They make it nice. So, and I like the watercolor as the kind of background to the colored pencil too, because it provides these variations in tone.
Whip, whip.
All right, so I'm giving myself basically 45 seconds per.
I have to say that little drop shadow really did something for me.
That's what all the girls say.
Oh dear. So there's work to be done here.
That's what I'm here for. I brought my toolkit. I'm here to fix it. It's kind of a brownish orange. It's not really purple at all. Asparagus. Yeah, I have about 10 seconds left on this guy before I have to move on. Yeah, I would label it. That would help. That kind of thing. This guy is fine, though. I don't think he needs any help. So I'm going to just use his time. I think this guy's fine too. Maybe just a little bit of a shadow. This could be throwing more of a shadow, so you could get a sense that there's stuff behind it. But yeah, I think that's pretty good. So they don't all need help. Even this cheese, it's not bad. Seems to have this kind of cross little marks on the top. But yeah, so I'm going to say you see how a little label improves a drawing? Because you go, what the hell's that? Oh, jeez, looks great. So now this carrot definitely needs some assistance.
It looks like it says beer cheese.
It does not.
It did when, yeah, maybe that's just where my mind goes.
Yeah, I can't help you with that. Okay.
Oh yeah, you still have asparagus on as the reference. Did you realize that?
Oh, yeah. I definitely need it. There it is. Okay. Thanks for pointing that out. Very particular, these leaves that the carrot has.
They're very feathery.
Feathery. That's a good word. Yeah.
Oh yeah, egg. Hard-boiled egg is often in the salad. I mean, you definitely have hard-boiled egg in the salad.
Too boring to draw.
Too boring. It's got a... Okay.
It's an egg. It's the most boring thing to draw.
No, I mean a hard-boiled egg.
Yeah, that's a lot more interesting. You're right. Yeah, this lemon has been also in the fridge.
We don't have a very good refrigerator, which is the thing we've been complaining about since we rented this house during the pandemic, and horrible refrigerator ruined. Yes. I mean, if you buy fruits and vegetables, it will ruin them in a day.
All right, so that lemon's just going to have to do.
Maybe give it the leaves. That might help you.
Lemon leaves?
Well, to see the reference?
Yeah, I guess I could. No, it didn't help. It looks like it has wings. No, that was not a good call. All right. Sorry, folks. Let's have a look at the P. All right. So as we say on Draw With Me.
Do as I say, not as I do.
No, that's not what we say. Do we say that? I don't say that. I never said that. What we say is, if you want to do good drawings,
gotta practice.
Do a lot of bad drawings.
Gotta practice, yeah. Just have fun.
So I think that's my excuse for today, is I want to really do some bad drawings so that I can make sure that in the future, some ill-defined future, I will manage to turn out something good. But if this is your first time to Draw With Me, you're saying, how did this guy get a YouTube show? That's true.
He got it by making it himself.
Yeah, believe me, nobody else would have given me this opportunity. So I appreciate your... Thank you. Yeah, it's not getting better. Let's have a look at these guys. I think these guys are pretty good. I don't have a lot of issues with them.
You give them S and P on the front.
That would be a bit sad.
Yeah, leave them alone. They're like ghosty seasonings.
Bit more contrast, maybe.
Yeah, I think something to define the metal shaker top.
Am I missing anything good in the chat? Better than...
I mean, we touched on the idea of scrapping these salads all together and just going for Bloody Marys.
Oh. Or maybe pie. I think those are actually good. I'm happy with those. Those came out pretty well.
You know why? Because you were loose.
Loose. It's true. This olive oil, it's all right. The olive oil's okay. I mean, it's not.
You're off camera with your, yeah, there you go. I think I would know that was olive oil.
You know, that's all I ask.
I think this red wine vinegar needs a little help.
Yeah, it's getting it. It's getting help. Emergency triage art crew is swooping in. And it's getting better. Good. All right. Well, we're almost out of time. Is that okay? I have to run over a bit. I'm gonna fix my. I think I have to fix the ones that really.
I think you need to address the fig.
That's.
You've got to address the fig.
I do, but I have to get the salad bowl. The salad bowl is so. Kind of should really have been the star. Should have been big and in the middle, and instead it's sort of looking like a half melted bar of Hershey's chocolate. So sometimes drawing with watercolor is really successful, but sometimes it just needs some help, particularly when you're working small. So if you've never tried this, I'm sure you can do well with it. If you just watch some other channels on YouTube where they explain how to do this. All right, well, that's roughly. Maybe I'll just write salad bowl.
I think the salad tongs kind of saved you there.
Yeah, saved by the tong, not the gong. So.
Well, I like how you did that W.
How about this beet? Beet's pretty good. I'm okay with that beet. Leaves are a little funky, but.
That's an idea.
That's a radish. I didn't do the radish.
No, so the beet
and I had
is,
walnuts and I had
no,
celery.
Listen,
I had all that. Yeah.
The beet is the radish, and the fig is the beet.
There you go.
That's why.
That's why I married you.
That's why Yep. That's why I get paid the big bucks.
All right. So here, let me just have a look at this. What the hell is it? Okay. So that's a radish. Maybe. I mean, the leaves are a little funky, but.
No, I mean. That
okay.
was totally plausible as a
radish. And then
the
beet.
The
now what did we say the fig is? The fig is the beet.
The fig became the beet.
All right, so I had an avocado in there, I had celery, I had walnuts, but we just don't have time for all this.
Well, you know.
But yeah, I mean I think it's not.
Those walnuts look really gross.
Like little brains?
Little brains. You know what is good in a salad, though, is a candied nut. Candied pecan or walnut.
I've done some nice drawings of walnuts, though. Walnuts are actually, if you have some time, try drawing a walnut. Like really carefully to get all the kind of brain.
Maybe we'll have a dedicated draw with me to doing a
walnut.
Detailed walnut. Yeah. Okay, the crowd is excited about candied nuts. See, these
they're simple people.
No, these are the best people who know what's right.
All right, I think that was a brilliant move on your part. The beet.
The fig no more.
The beet has been good. And what about these olives? We're running a little over time, but if you'll stick with me, it's a big salad. So, right, we need a little bit of time just to get. I mean, there's a lot of ingredients in here.
Can you turn those into cherries? I don't know.
No, these are good. These are black olives.
I just feel like the leaves are very misleading.
True. Broccoli. Broccoli didn't need much help. Just needs help with my spelling of broccoli. And then the spinach, I don't know, spinach is, it's a bit of a disappointing looking thing. Let's have a look at the reference again. There it is. Yeah. They're not that interesting. They just look like a bunch of leaves.
I know. I kind of feel like they could become arugula if you wanted to give them a little scalloped edge. Well, never mind.
Sorry, they've already been labeled. Let me just finish labeling these last couple of guys.
All right, I think you got to be done soon. You're over length.
I know, I'm sorry. Sorry, I hope there's at least a couple people still watching or drawing. But everybody's probably having this problem, which is it was overly ambitious. And So maybe I should make my shallot into an onion. I mean, my onion into a shallot. Too late, it's called an onion now.
No, it's an onion.
Tomato, cucumber. Let us pray.
What is the big space in the middle gonna have?
I don't know.
Is it gonna say salad?
I guess it should, in case you were wondering. It's going to say salad.
Is it gonna say you had to have the big salad?
Why not? All right.
I like your G is channeling these pea pods.
Yeah, all right. I think we're done. Let's not get ridiculous about this.
I mean, 5 minutes over.
5 minutes over. Oh, no. There we go. All right, the big salad. It's done.
Let's go eat a cheeseburger.
All right, well, thank you very much for enduring this big salad. It takes a long time to draw and to eat a salad, right? You're eating and eating and drawing and drawing. So anyway, I'm looking forward to seeing your salads. Your salads, please share them with me. Put them on social media, Facebook, Instagram, or the Sketchbook School Schoolyard. If you are, that's another reason, by the way, to sign up for Seeing, because if you do, you get to join the Schoolyard. But yes, hashtag SBS Draw with me. Post them, share them, and tag them. And if you do that, we will know and we will be able to go and grab them so that next week we will have a plethora of big salads, the big salad parade. And the Hahnemuhle agave pad that we mentioned earlier, if you would like one, write to us and tell us why you'd write one. Write to us and tell us why you would like one, what interests you about it, to info@sketchbookschool.com. And send us your U.S. mailing address. Don't forget the mailing address, because otherwise, where are we going to mail it to? Danny'sEssays.com. I write an essay and send it out every Friday. Oddly, I wrote it yesterday and accidentally sent it out yesterday. So, but I'll be writing one next week. So if you subscribe today, I'll send you the one I wrote yesterday, which was actually pretty good, about Swedish death cleaning.
Great show. Fun show.
What about the essay?
Oh, great essay. Also, very funny responses some people sent.
Yeah, I had some great people wrote back to us. Thank you very much, and I will see you again next week. Next week, it will be fun.
Have a great weekend.
Yes, indeed. Bye-bye.